Hey guys, welcome to another video. Tonight, it's 9:30 at night. We've got a pair of Toro Power Clear single stage snow throwers. These are 4-cycle, 5-horse, 18-inch. Yeah, 5-horse, 18-inch, 99cc engines. This is the second pair of Toros I've done for this customer. He's got a pair of 721s. I'm not sure timing on uploading, but I've already done those two. Actually, this week I finished those two, and I finished a generator for him tonight, and I'm on these tonight. So he has a fleet of these things. It's like a herd. He's got a herd of them. He's not sure what's going on with them, whether they run or not. He said just go over them, just make sure that everything's good on them. I need them. So that one over there has got a bad leg. You see the wheel kind of sitting there, it's falling off its axle shaft. They got those funny little hat clips that go over the end of the axle shaft. Is a hat clip, and it kind of self-retains. I don't have any of those. I'm going to drill it, put a washer on it, and a cotter pin, and call it good. Anyways, I don't know if they run. I know this one's got a seized choke. It won't even move, so I've already got some magic spray on it. Just let it do its job a little bit, and I think we'll jump into that one first. Well, let's get into this one first and fix its bum leg here. So it's just a shaft. It's got a fancy clip on it. So those just kind of press over and they self-lock. So I don't have any of those in stock. I'm going to drill a small hole in the end of this shaft here. Leave enough room that there's play in the wheels so they can slide a little bit on the shaft. We'll drill a hole, put the wheel on, put the washer on, put a little cotter pin in it. Hopefully, we'll call that one done. And then we'll try and fire it up. We'll get it, if we do get it fired up, see how it runs. If it runs decent, we'll let it warm up and change oil. And that's all he wants. That's all he wants. Choke works on this one. These keys, look, pay attention to what I'm talking here. So that's run. One notch is off, it's kind of retained, and then all the way out to lock it. So that's how you turn it on and off. Push it in, pull a cord. When you're done, pull it out one notch. It does stay there. One notch shuts the machine off. That's it. Looks like this area here was possibly for electric start provisions, but does not have it. These are tiny little things anyways, 99 cc's. They pull over pretty easy. All right, let me get this into the vise and I'll get a drill bit going and see if I can figure that out. That's the first job taken care of. Just drill the hole in the end. Washer, cotter pin, done. All right, moving on. Guys, do yourself a favor. If you're working on customers' equipment, make sure it's got oil in it. Check the oil first. Just check it. This has got oil in it, that's full, but it's black, needs to be changed. We're going to pull this plug and have a look first, see what's going on. The last thing you want to do is run a customer's piece of equipment and blow the engine up because you didn't check the oil. Torch? No, Bosch. Meaning, yes, torch. It's the same rubbish. Not terrible. And unfortunately, I've gone through so many snowblowers this week that I am out of these replacement plugs, BPR 60S's or 70S's. They can kind of half interchange with each other. Let's just do a quick test. Quick spark test, make sure that's in. No choke, because I'm just gonna check for a spark. Oh, she's got lots of spark. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna change this plug. I just don't have one right now. It's gonna get one. Gotta get some tomorrow. I go through them. Even if it's a torch and it sparks and it's working, I don't like leaving them in there. Or Bosch, same garbage. LG, actually. They go under the LG name too. All the same rubbish. Oh yeah, now you're stuck. Now you're stuck, aren't you? What are you gonna do now? There we go. Let's get the wire back on there. It's got any petrol in it. Oh, right to the brim. Doesn't smell fresh, but it doesn't smell terrible either. Okay, oil's good. It's got spark. Let's give her some choke. Key in. A few primes. See what happens. Pull the cord. Contact. That runs good. Still gonna change the plug. All right. I am gonna let this thing run a little bit with the door open and change the oil. And then we'll cut into the next one, see what's going on with that, see if we can get that choke to move. Before we move on to the next one, I was just letting her warm up a little bit, and I noticed, I was just looking in behind, I noticed the little hose for the primer is actually broken. It's not even working. It's broken right in half. Let's get that little chunk of fuel line off of there. It's just like Tygon line or little vinyl line. Hey, get off of there. Boink. That's off. I'm gonna save that piece. I know, my head's in the way. Save that piece so we can match it up for length. Oh, well, that's right off now. Well, there you go. Little clamp. Get off of there, you little wire thing. Here, little tiny piece of vinyl line. Should have some of that. Okay, second machine, more of the same. More of the same. I've checked the oil, it's got oil in it. It's the same condition as what I took out of the other machine. Rubbish. Pulled the spark plug out. I was shocked to see, nope, not shocked to see, it's a Bosch. Same rubbish as the other machine. Anyways, let's check for spark. Oh, she got spark. Nice hot spark, perfect. Still gonna get a new plug. Just gotta get some tomorrow. Okay, ooh, how's that primer line? Not broken. Okay, we'll use it. No cracks in it. Looks fine. Did check the gas in this, and it's pretty old. I think the other machine they've actually used this year. This one here I don't think has been used yet. So it's probably not even this year's fuel in it. Okay. We're gonna roll the dice and pull the cord. Maybe. Choke is seized. One screw here. One screw here. That comes off. 10 M&Ms, 10 millimeter. Here, I did spray it earlier, but it just hasn't been doing anything, so I might have to get a pair of pliers down closer on that choke rod on the top of the carburetor. That's tight. Right down on the rod of the choke there. Gently now, fellers. You don't want to rip things apart and break them. I might actually be taking the stud out. Like now maybe the stud's turning. Yep. Sure it is. Because why not? Don't matter, as long as it comes off. As long as the cover comes off. Oh yeah. I'm going to get in there with some needle nose vice grips and grab that stud. See if I can get the nut off of it. Oh, it's tight. Okay, I'll work it back and forth. Okay, did get the nut off. I managed to. Now we can get the cover itself off. This out of the way. What do we got? Everything's just hooked onto everything here. The breather tube out. Flip it up out of the way. Get that primer line off of there. Where's my needle nose pliers now? There you go. Let's just work that line off of there. There we go. Slipped, which means it's moving. That's off. Cover should come off now. Get off of there. Yep, there we go. Primer line's still in decent shape. Everything's rusty in here. Here's that silly curb stud. I'll end up putting the double nut on there and running everything home. That choke is seized, man, seized. And gently persuade it with brute force. Man, that is tight. There's no fuel shut off, or I would just shut the fuel off and pull the carb off and let her go. There's a tiny little line. Maybe I'll pull it off anyways. I want to drain that tank. There's a bunch of crap in there. Okay. Maybe. I know. Indecision. That is not moving. It's stubborn. Just trying to get a little bit of force on it to twist it, but man. Certainly don't want to break anything. I can't say I've had one that tight before. I mean, I've seen them seized on the old 1970s Tecumseh snow engines, but well, off comes carb. I don't see a way around it. Reach in behind here to get that fuel line off. Not what I wanted to do. Okay, now it's permanently stuck. And there's no room to work. Everything is so small. Just trying to get the fuel line off the back of the carburetor. Oh, jeez. That ain't working. Supposed to be able to unplug these switches, but I don't know if I want to risk it. Rip an end off or something, just to get it out of the way. Anyway, other guys work on these small engines. How many of you dislike these razor sharp stainless steel boots? Don't like them. Been around forever. Doesn't mean I like them. Get that off of there. A breather tube. Just to give us some room to work here. I just need some room to work. Better hook that stud back in there before I start reefing on governor springs and other assorted rubbish. We can get it double nutted later. I just want to get the stud in there, and it's turning, so should be good for now. All right, let me wrestle with that. Seized right here, right where it goes through the carburetor. The steel rod going through the aluminum body. Seized right there. It will not move. Okay, I'll work away at that and see what I can do. Well, they're both done, and somehow I lost all the footage of working on that one. So that seized choke, I ended up having to replace the carburetor because I worked and worked and worked, and I spent all kinds of time trying to free that up, and it just would not behave. So ended up breaking the little brass rod on the throttle plate. So hey, got a new carburetor and an oil change. That one got oil change and fixed the axle. There really wasn't much else wrong with these units. They both run really, really good. I've tested them both, and they're ready for the customer to pick up. So we're going to cut this video here. Thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, click that bell icon. It'll let you know when I upload new videos. Till the next one, take care.